Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ross Patterson Revolution! Brought to you by BlackRifleCoffee.com.
Welcome to a special crossover edition of Ross Patterson Revolution and Drinking Bros podcast. We've got an unbelievably special guest on the show tonight. I'm talking about none other than legendary baseball extraordinaire Pete Rose. I can't believe it. I can't believe he came on the show. One of my favorite athletes of all time. He was the first athlete as a kid that I saw out that I was like, oh my God, I want to be like this guy. A lot of people have stories of Muhammad Ali or Joe Namath. Pete Rose was the first badass I saw out as a kid that I was like, oh my God, I want to be with him. We were in Las Vegas for SHOT Show. Black Rifle Coffee was kind enough to send us here, and I can't believe that Pete Rose came on and did the show. Like, I'm still in shock that Pete Rose came on and did the show. I'm so shocked that I'm going to get to the sponsors first, and we're going to get into this interview with Pete Rose because it was incredible and also all over the map. He did not shut us down for any questions we wanted to ask, including the recent sexual allegations that he was under, which I happen to not agree with. And we had no stipulations going into this interview, and it was amazing. First of all, here's our sponsors. Black Rifle Coffee. BlackRifleCoffee.com is a premium roast-to-order coffee. They're out of Salt Lake City. They're veteran-owned. They ship it to your house on the same day every month, and it is the greatest coffee you will ever partake in. My jam is the Just Black and the caffeinated as fuck. Type in the promo code Drinkin' Bros for 20% off. Again, their K-Cups probably about 20%. I would say 20% cheaper than Costco, and they also got bags of coffee. So go to BlackRifleCoffee.com. Again, promo code Revolution for 20% off. Next up, we've got StrikeForceEnergy.com. Strikeforce Energy is the premier energy drink in all of the land. It's a tasty, tiny little tin pouch that you squeeze open into any liquid available. They've got 4 original flavors. Obviously, original is one of them. Lemon, orange, Make America Grape Again. They are the motherfucking best. They also have a subscription of the month club. So go to StrikeForceEnergy.com, type in the promo code Revolution or Drinkin' Bros for 20% off. Either of those, and they will ship it right to your motherfucking house. Next up, we have GhostBed.com. GhostBed.com/Drinkin' Bros is the premier. And I know I said that earlier about the energy drink. This is the premier mattress in all of the land. If you want to sleep like a champion, if you want to sleep on the bed of kings, go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin' Bros. You get $50 off a mattress. They will also send you 2 free pillows with every mattress you purchase. They also got a pay-as-you-go plan, which is a real nice goddamn good thing because it's expensive. This way, it's like, all right, cool. You don't have to pay for all of it up front. It's a nice pay-as-you-go plan. Go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin' Bros. Promo code Drinkin' Bros. $50 off and 2 free pillows. Last but not least, I'm talking about StraightRazors.com. StraightRazors.com is that's my shave. That's my shave, dude. Yo, that's my shave. I use Straight Razors every single day. I use their aftershave every single day. It's called Smolder. It's #1 ranked in the world. Their cologne is #1 ranked in the world. Huge fan of it. If you're going to use any product of theirs, I would assume that as a man of your taste, you would go to their website and just order a kit. Order a kit or like a nice Father's Day bag of all their shades, like their straight razor equipments. They've also got beard oil, shampoo, conditioner, you name it. Go to straightrazors.com. Use the promo code Revolution for 20% off. That's it, kids. We're all done here. We're going to get to the special interviews with Pete motherfucking Rose. And it is amazing. Pete Rose is an amazing man. He should be on the Hall of Fame. We love him more than life. Here's Jared Taylor and I's interview with Mr. Pete Rose. Welcome to Drinking Bros podcast. I can't believe I'm sitting here with you.
Well, we'll charge you later. You'll get the price of admission when you leave. No, it's a pleasure to have you guys over here. And, of course, Fetterman Sports has me over here at the MGM, and we go to Mandalay. We were there yesterday, and we'll be here the next 4 days. And we have about 25 items that people can purchase and sit down and get an autograph and talk to me about baseball or about who I like in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, just rap about life.
Yeah,
just rap about life with a cool guy. You know what I want? I want a Mexican man to scream out the best things about my life outside for a couple hours a day. That's the greatest thing ever. I want my own hype man like that. I don't know if he wants
to be called a Mexican man or not.
Is he Mexican?
Yeah, he is Mexican.
Yeah. Why not? Why is Mexico a negative
Brian's
connotation?
been with me for a long time. He's what we call a greeter.
A greeter, yeah.
You'd be surprised the rules that these malls have as far as what you can get away with out there trying to get people to come in.
Yeah. Because you walk through the streets, it's a lot of, and then you're getting those stripper cards,
things and stuff like that when you walk down Las Vegas Boulevard. But we're not going to pass things out with his picture and his skivvies. I don't think that's going to get anybody here to buy autographs. Although if it did, we would have him in his skivvies.
Oh
right?
yeah,
right, Ryan. We would do that. I mean, we're here to make people happy. We're here to make it an experience.
Yep.
We're not just sitting here with my head down signing autographs. We set people down. If someone's sick at home, we'll call and say hello to grandpa or grandma, or if someone's terminally ill. We did that many times. I've talked to a couple people that were terminally ill that came in and said hi and thanked me.
Really?
Miracles happened and they survived. So that's the kind of deal this is.
That's amazing.
Yeah, just make it an experience. You're in the comedian business. You know how it is.
I am, and I
guess it would be called comedy business.
Comedy, comedian business.
Yeah, I like it all.
I like it all.
Yeah.
I'll take either.
That's fun. Being
I'm like a comedian. To be honest with you, when I go do banquets.
Yeah.
And we actually call it a night with Pete Rose. When I get up on the stage and just tell my stories for about a half hour, then take questions from the audience and go another half hour, 45 minutes.
It's basically the same. Yeah, it's a blast. It's a blast to do crowd work.
But you got to make them laugh, man. You got to have some good stories.
Every time you got to have a pocket full of stories.
Yeah, I got a story for you. You heard of Don Zimmer?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I grew up with Don Zimmer. He was a little older. We lost him about 3 years ago.
Coach of the Cubs.
Yeah, he was
Chicago
the Cubs. He was the Yankees with Torrey. And when he was alive, I used to tell people that there's only one guy in the world who knew more about baseball than me, and that's Don Zimmer. And we grew up on the same fields, Little League fields, same American Legion fields and coach, same high school fields and coach. Matter of fact, our dads were Little League teammates.
Wow.
And his dad and my dad used to take Don and I to the racetrack every Saturday. That's where all that shit started.
Yeah.
You got that?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and his dad was the biggest gambler, but he was the nicest man. He told me one time, I'm 10 or 11 years old. He said, Petey, I had a dream last night about white hats and black hats and round hats and square hats and little hats and big hats. He went to work. He owned a produce company. One of his employees brought him in a new Cincinnati Red hat. And as he did every day, he ate lunch and he went 10 miles east to River down to that racetrack and opened up the program. And number one was Top Hat. So he's dreaming about hats. A guy gives him a new hat. Number one is Top Hat. He bet $1,000 to win on Top Hat.
Right.
Which is a big bet in 1950.
That's a huge bet.
Oh, my God.
You could almost buy a freaking Chevy for that.
You could. And they're going around two turns. They're coming down the home stretch. The last jump, a 50-to-1 shot beat Top Hat.
No way.
And I felt so sorry. I said, Dud, that was his name. I said, who won the race? He said, Sombrero.
I'm going to flip this on you. That's where I met you. I met you as a child, 14 years old, at the track in Atlantic City.
Yeah. I was probably with the Phillies.
Yeah.
That was an easy one to get to. Is right off
right there.
the 42.
And my grandparents were on Long Beach Island, and everybody has that story.
Mr. Levy owned that track.
Yeah. Everybody has that story of seeing their favorite athlete as a kid. You were mine, and my grandparents would take me to the track, and I had fun watching the ponies. They would gamble a little bit, and I met you. And when you walked in, that entire place in the 80s, I mean, it stopped. You were royalty
we
walking
didn't
into
go
that
to.
track.
It was probably a Saturday night.
Yeah, it was.
If we had a Saturday day game, I might.
Yeah.
Because I played 5 years and I only went to Atlantic City twice.
Oh, really?
But there again, just like here, I'm not a casino gambler.
Right.
I don't play blackjack and all that kind of stuff. I'll bet on football, sports, but everything I do now is illegal, so I'm not ready to get arrested anymore for illegal gambling.
I still think when you were playing baseball and gambling on it, the fact that you were betting on your own teams shouldn't be against the law for me.
It's almost like a jockey betting on his own horse.
Yes, you're betting on your own confidence.
I'm gonna kick ass today.
Yeah. I don't want to have a jockey on the 2-horse betting on the 1-horse. If he's betting on the 2-horse, it's good enough for me.
Because Mayweather,
but I broke your record, so it's no. Yeah, he bet on himself.
Mayweather bet on himself all the time.
He bet a lot too, by the way.
For years and years and years, and nobody said shit about that.
Well, it's easy to bet on yourself if you're 50-0.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, it's a pretty cinch.
It's just an extra incentive, especially in a fight.
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to lose this
one
fight.
time we're playing in Houston, a Friday night game, and playing at the Astrodome. We got time, right, to tell.
Oh yeah, forever.
And I'm flying this young lady in from San Diego for the weekend. She was beautiful too, and the game's at 7:00. She happens to be getting in at 6:15. So my buddy's got to go pick her up. He said, "What does she look like?" I said, "Well, she'll be the best looking chick on the plane. Okay, she's from San Diego. She's flying in. Just go there. There's no security in those days. Go right to the gate and just wait for the best looking girl on the plane to get off." So he goes to the gate. The third person off the damn plane is Farrah Fawcett.
Oh, boy.
Charlie's Angel.
Yeah.
This dumbass goes up to her. I said, "Man, I'm making $15,000 a year. My girl's in coach, for crying sakes."
I'm not on Farrah Fawcett level yet.
Later on in life, I did a thing with Ryan O'Neal in Cincinnati, who at the time was married to Farrah.
Right.
And he called her up, and she said, "You tried to pick me up in Houston." I said, "No, that was that dumbass buddy of mine I sent to pick my girl up." So she heard that from both sides.
Yeah, that lady you walked in with the track with that night was the most stunningly beautiful woman of all time.
Well, that was my wife to be.
Was it really?
She was a Liberty Belle.
Oh.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
And as a kid, I was like, man, I want to be Pete Rose. Like, you stopped it. Because everybody else talks about Namath, Ali, and they all have that one moment when you're out. And you're like, oh, man, he walked in and stopped the room. Hottest girl on the planet. And that was you for me.
Yeah, our son will be in here a little while. He works for me here.
Oh, he does?
Yeah. That was a good old days because we had a good team and the Eagles had a good team. Julius and the Sixers had a good team. Jaworski and those guys.
Yep. And now the Eagles are back in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. The Broad Street Bullies were good back in the 70s.
Well, who do you think's going to win this Super Bowl coming up?
Well,
I just can't see Nick Foles.
That would be nice to know. If I know, I'd take everything I got and put on it. But I mean, if you're going to bet on the game, do you feel comfortable betting against Tom Brady?
I don't. And you know what? I did last weekend. The Jaguars were getting 8. And we were in town. You can't not bet Championship Sunday. So I went in and took the 8 points because I thought it was a lot, and Brady had the hand issue, and I covered. But yeah, I don't feel good against Brady.
I don't think he had a hand issue because that's all press related. Because he come out and his first 7 passes he completed,
right,
and he threw 3 touchdowns.
Yeah,
and it's just like when they beat that team in the second half without Gronkowski.
Yeah.
Amendola is really a good receiver. He's number 80. And, of course, you got 33 comes out of the backfield.
Sure.
Name me another receiver New England has. I can't even think of it.
You're looking at, Chris Hogan and...
because you know what happened in that game? The way
Cooks, Braden Cooks, that's about it.
The way I got it figured, it helped New England when Gronkowski got hurt.
Yes.
Because up till that time, they were double teaming Gronkowski. They couldn't get the ball to him, and the rest of the guys weren't even involved. Now, when he got hurt, everybody else got involved, and that's when they started moving.
Yeah.
Because that was the first half.
Yeah. And they
couldn't get the ball to Gronkowski.
No. And they really marched down the field with Deion Lewis and those other guys.
They did.
I find it remarkable that he's been able to do it without any wide receivers. Like that are superstars, except for Moss that one year, Randy Moss.
Well, they're not a deep throwing game. They're a tight end 15 and run 15.
Yeah.
And Amendola can go across the middle, just like Wes Walker used to play for that team.
So are you betting it?
Am I going to bet it?
Yeah.
Is tomorrow Wednesday?
I'm taking. So the spread is 5.
So we have an interesting bet. like last year we had a very interesting bet on the Super Bowl. I was in Costa Rica. I was on the East
That's
Coast.
where they make the baseballs, Costa Rica.
No kidding.
And they're juicing them damn things. But go ahead.
Oh yeah.
We bet a perm.
A perm.
So
Now,
loser had to get a perm.
as a grown
so
man,
at halftime, I got so hammered because they were so far ahead.
Falcons were up
You're going to
crushing
get
it.
a perm.
Yeah, he thought he was
I
gonna
just
get a perm.
I got hammered and I passed out because I'm like, I've got to get a perm. I wake up 4 hours later, they're like, no, they came back and won. And I'm like, wait,
How many
I've got to get
people
a
do you
perm?
think got their day ruined in Atlanta?
Boy, I was at the game. I was at the Super Bowl, and it was that was. I'm a diehard Falcons fan. I only go to the Super Bowl if the Falcons are in it
Can
for
Ryan
6
win a
hours.
big game?
No, I don't think he can.
How they not score on the 2-yard line?
They don't. That whole play calling to me, Sarkisian as our offensive coordinator is the worst. I mean, the goddamn worst.
Well, see what screwed me up on the last week? That I bet against both teams that shouldn't have won.
Oh yeah.
Minnesota shouldn't have won.
No.
New Orleans should have won. And Philadelphia shouldn't have won.
Yeah.
Atlanta should have won.
I know.
And neither one of the teams that should have won were in the championship games.
Yeah.
You can't have 3 downs from 2-yard line and never run the ball.
It's crazy.
And you roll Ryan out.
And you're
going to throw it to Jones.
the best 2 running back. I'm not going to get into because I'm still a little heated about it.
What kind of tackle? what kind of tackle was the guy in Minnesota trying to make on that receiver?
I don't know. That was an
roll
Ole.
block?
That was an Ole. Yeah. I mean, he went right underneath
Then he
him like
knocked
he was
his other guy
bullfighting.
down who might have made the tackle.
Yeah.
Clock
I mean,
runs
he
out.
took out his whole line. I feel bad for that kid. He's only 21 years old, but
they stood by him. It happens.
yeah. Well, welcome to pro sports.
It's right.
People can go after you hard on social media too. You know that as well.
60, 70, 80 million people are watching. It's tough to overcome.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
Crazy. What was the most pressure you felt in your career?
I never had pressure. Pressure is when you got $8,000 a month bills and you only make $5,000.
Right.
That's pressure. Hitting a baseball, playing in the World Series is fun.
Yeah.
That's the only reason you play is to reach the ultimate. That's the World Series.
But is there guys in the clubhouse that you can tell looking in their eyes like, hey, these guys are too nervous?
Not on my team. I played for the Big Red Machine, bro.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Can you see Johnny Bench being nervous? Can you see Joe Morgan being nervous?
I can't, but I didn't know if that's a facade.
So it's all according to how you're doing going into a big game. If you're in a shitty slump and you're going into a World Series, you're probably not going to hit it in the World Series. If you're in a passing slump, you're going into a playoff, you're probably not going to throw for 350 yards.
Yeah.
It's just part of the game. But I don't ever want to say when I'm talking about a professional athlete of any sport that he's suffering from the pressure. Just like if a guy goes up and you need 2 foul shots to win the game and he misses 2 foul shots, did the pressure get him? He just missed the foul shots.
Right.
I don't believe in I think kids they have more pressure because their peers put more pressure on them. Their parents put more pressure.
Yeah,
on them.
their parents in particular.
I don't think that these college basketball players and March Madness, I don't think they have any pressure on them.
Right.
I really don't. But that's just my opinion. You may have a different opinion. You could be right, but I just can't tell you any players.
As a kid, I played, and maybe this is because I'm not a professional athlete, nor could I have been. I'm not one of those people who's like, oh man,
just like in the
I could have done it.
In the World Series last year, did Darvish have pressure on him? He just pitched 2 shitty games.
He really pitched shitty.
He did.
Why start him Game 7?
I don't know. You have to ask Roberts that.
Yeah.
I mean, I always look at it like this, and here's another reason why I never second guess what a coach or a manager does. Because the one thing you must know to be a coach or a manager of a sports franchise is you got to know your personnel. Okay? And the Dodger manager knows his personnel better than I do. So if he says he wants him to pitch, he's got a reason why he didn't want Kershaw to pitch. Okay, he wanted this guy to pitch. Now, if Darvish would have pitched a normal game, no one would have said a darn thing.
Right.
But that's just the way it is. Houston pitcher, Verlander could have given up, a couple runs, and they said, "Why are you pitching Verlander? He's on short rest."
Right.
It's a cop out, but that's his gut feeling. And I used to think the gut, if you had a gut feeling, that was gas, but I guess it ain't. So that you have to react to your team. That's why rookie managers or rookie coaches don't usually do well, because they don't know their personnel.
Right.
Who wants to bat in his hand with a man on second, 2 outs in the ninth? Who wants to come in the game bases loaded, 1 out, you need a strikeout? Some guys don't want that. Other players thrive on that. They want that situation. So it's up to you as a manager to know who can stand the heat, and if they can't, keep them out of the kitchen.
Yeah, I just, going back to when playing sports as a kid, I felt nervous in big situations.
Yeah.
And I was, the requisite all-star, and I was pretty good at all sports.
Yeah.
But I still felt it. Like that second before you're either going to hit the ball or kick the game-winning field goal, which has happened, in big games. You feel something, that moment where you're just
I think it's better off to feel, if you want to feel something, you want to feel the energetic vibes that the people put out when you get a hit, as opposed to striking out. So that got me motivated. That got me motivated just playing in front of 50,000 people.
Right. Night after night.
I think the most people I ever played in front of was a World Series at the Vet. I think we held 65,000.
How was the party after that, by the way?
I don't remember. It had to be fun, though, because it's a world. You got to remember, when we won the World Series in 1980, the Philadelphia fans had waited 86 years.
Yeah.
That's almost as bad as the Cubs.
Yeah, because you look at
2 years ago, the Cubs won the World Series for the first time in their new ballpark.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and it was...
Did you know that?
Yeah. It was chaos.
Their new ballpark started in 1914.
1914. Oh, wow. Yeah. A long time ago.
But that was the first one they won in their new ballpark.
I know.
So what was it like that one in 1980? Like, your opposing team, were you guys all just having fun, like you're saying? Like, it was fun?
Yeah,
there wasn't
that
any...
was kind of a boring series because, I come off with the best series ever in '75 against the Red Sox.
Yeah.
And then another boring series next year when we beat the Yankees and we swept them 4 in a row. You want to win a World Series. I mean, that's your goal, right?
Yeah.
But it's like...
4 in a row sounds boring.
Would you enjoy a Super Bowl if it was 56-0?
No.
You would if the over-under was 55.
55
and you hit the over, But you turn it off. That's like when we swept the Yankees. It was cold, and there was just no competition. And we wanted to win, but we'd rather win in 7 games because that's good for your sport. The World Series is showcased for your baseball sport.
Yes. Yeah.
Super Bowl is showcased for football. Yeah. The
Prime
NBA
time,
Finals.
you get
the Stanley
the best,
Cup Finals is showcased
time,
for your sport.
You get the best channel.
You
want 7 of these things.
Yeah.
The greatest ratings were for this last series,
Yeah.
like the 7-game series. It was great. Jared's a big hot dog
I didn't think
guy.
it'd ever be higher than the Cubs.
I don't either. Boy.
The Cubs. I worked Fox on that World Series, and the Cubs made that World Series.
They did. 100%.
Because up till that World Series, I used to always tell Cub fans when I go to banquets and stuff, is there any Cub fans? Oh, everybody's going, yeah, Cubs. And I look at them and say, you know what God told the Chicago Cubs? This is before they won. Don't do anything till I get back.
He's not coming back.
And they've listened. And they've listened. Until 2 years ago.
Jared's a big hot dog guy, by the way.
Hot dog?
Yeah. Die hard, to the point where the president of Wiener Schnitzel flew out to meet him personally.
Really?
He had 2 dogs before he even got here this morning. What's the best ballpark food?
Oh, the hot dogs at Dodger Stadium.
That's all before we got on. Dodger Stadium, the Dodger dogs. Yeah.
They're this long.
Yes, yeah.
But they cost like $15.
I know, it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
So I told him, I was like, dude, I guarantee he's going to say Dodger Dog was my
But
call.
there again, you have to understand one thing. I don't know who has the best food because I'm always in the dugout.
Yeah, but I always
we don't
see
have food in the dugout.
Because we go early to the games. We have awesome seats now for wherever we go. But I see players eating.
Well, they got food in the clubhouse. They get catered. These guys today are spoiled like no other, okay? They told me, I'm still good friends with the guys who run the clubhouse in Cincinnati.
Sure.
Okay? On Sunday mornings, day games, there's a special cook that comes in and cooks these guys their omelets and eggs the way they want them.
Right.
That's how spoiled these guys are today.
They got a chef. They got a chef. What was it back in your day? Was it a prepared wheel?
Donkey dick.
Yeah.
Cold cuts. Cold cuts.
The old donkey dick cold cuts. Yeah.
Cold
I'll
cuts.
take 2 donkey dicks, please. 2 donkey dick cold cuts.
A little mustard.
Yeah. Just a dab, a dollop of mustard would be great.
But we were ready to go out and eat after the game anyway, so that's why we.
Did you guys hang out a lot as a team?
Yeah, that's why we like to play in Chicago because when I played on
food's great in Chicago.
But all games were day games.
Yeah.
So 5 o'clock, you're out.
You're out. Yeah.
Going to a nice place to eat. San Francisco was the same place. You played Tuesday night and Friday night. Everything else was a day game.
Day game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that What field is
Candlestick Park.
Candlestick. I've been there.
Yeah,
I went
yeah.
to a Giants
The
game when I
asshole
was
of
like
the world.
8.
Yeah, when you were 8 years old. Yeah.
It's the worst ballpark in the world.
Crazy, right?
I feel sorry for Willie Mays and Willie McCovey.
Oh boy,
Had to play
the
there.
wind in that place.
Oh, it was terrible.
It was awful.
Terrible.
The coldest summer I
Cold.
ever spent was in San Francisco.
You're playing the game. You look behind their dugout, they got Parkers on. Behind our dugout, they got Parkers on. Behind their dugout, they got their shirts off.
Yeah.
Because they're in the sun.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
It's a crazy place. It's a crazy place. When you guys were out going hard back in the day, was anybody partying before the game? I told a story No, I told a story where I ran into Jeter, Wells, all those guys at a club at 3:30 in the morning, and they had a day game at noon. So I went in, called my bookie, bet everything against the Yankees, and they ended up housing them that day. And I was like, oh shit. Derek Jeter's pretty good.
Yeah, he is. I had a lot of guys that came after me and left before me because, and I'm not taking your show to criticize anybody that does.
No,
There's two things
sure.
I never did in my life. Never smoked and never drank. So if you and I are going to go out tonight, we got a game tomorrow.
Right.
And we go home at 3 a.m. and you're drunk and I don't have a drink. Who's going to feel better the next day?
Oh, it's going to be you.
I am.
Yeah.
And I had to play baseball. So a lot of guys went out and had fun, but I don't know if anybody that I can't ever elect anybody coming to the ballpark drunk.
Yeah, because I'll say Wells.
You
when I watch
guys
Wells
come to the
pitch,
ballpark with alcohol in their breath.
Sure.
But they're not playing.
Yeah,
they're usually
Wells
pitchers
pitched.
who's not going to pitch that day.
Wells pitched the next day, and
Well,
he went 6 1/4 scoreless.
yeah,
and I was
Boomer was
man.
like that though. Boomer, he was just one of those guys that could do that, but most guys can't. And you can't do it today because they'd run you right out of the ballpark.
Sure. Who was the craziest guy you played with or heard about? Because I just saw Darryl Strawberry's interview last year where he said he was having sex in between innings inside the dugouts.
I don't believe that. I really don't believe that because I don't quite understand what security they got today or when he played. I don't know what Darryl would. He's born again Christian, isn't he?
Now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but back in the day, so he was saying they were picking out girls from the stands and then having somebody bring them back around and having sex inside the dugout. He's told that story a couple times.
They
now.
might be underneath the tunnel. They're not inside the dugout.
Oh, okay. How far back is that tunnel?
I don't, different ballparks, the tunnel is different ways.
Man.
First of all, I can't believe that. I can't believe any player would do that. I knew they did that back in the 50s and 60s in Philadelphia down in the bullpen.
Oh, okay.
But that's pretty risky, especially if you're married.
80s was
especially in New York, everybody's looking for a controversy.
Oh yeah.
And if that isn't that surprising that comes out in 2017
Ridiculous.
and not 1978.
Ridiculous. Yeah. If you don't mind us talking about that, because with the whole Me Too movement and all that stuff that's going on, I saw your thing, and to me, it's become a fucking witch hunt. Like somebody to come back 40 years later to lob an allegation at somebody.
Oh
it's
yeah,
crazy
to me. That happens, and the amazing thing about that is when someone comes up with an allegation, they believe it.
Yeah,
they right away believe
it.
And
it's stuck, and it's stuck to your name, and nobody does any investigation or any
I got rid of
journalism.
that because everybody knew that girl was lying. I mean, she's 58 years old now.
I know. It's like, why are you doing this now?
Well,
some people want to come out and get a little publicity.
Thought she was going to get a book deal or something.
Yeah. Jeez.
Well, I don't think she did it for that reason because they never did put her name in the paper.
Yeah, that was the other thing. It just kind of went under the rug, but it's a negative thing against you.
Well, it cost me working at Fox.
Yeah, it cost you your job, and it's like, did they?
But that's okay because when people are that shallow and think that little of you, I mean. I could name you 2 million people that know me, and they know I'm not going to go out with no young girl.
Sure.
Okay, the only time I ever went out with a 14-year-old, I was 13.
Right.
Yeah. I don't even remember doing that because, first of all, I didn't have a car. And I didn't have money to take a girl to a movie.
Yeah.
That's another thing I didn't. I didn't smoke, drink, or go out with girls until I was a senior in high school. So,
when I saw that, it pissed me off personally, and I just wanted to get that out there for the people.
We can overcome it. I mean,
for sure,
I overcome the gambling and stuff like that, and I'm like a lot of people in this country. I made mistakes. I've owned up to them. Most people, if you make mistakes, you own up to them. They let you go on with your life. But there's always, I can remember guys like you when I was playing and I was a star playing baseball that they come in, they have their microphones, want to interview you. I take care of them.
Sure.
Because they're young kids trying to make it. And I've had a lot of guys in my life that I took care of when they were young kids breaking in that turned on me when the gambling came out.
Yeah.
And I went out of my way to make them feel comfortable and make them feel at home, which is what you want to try to do to a young journalist trying to make a living. To tell them, get the hell out of here. I don't want to talk to you. I was a reporter's dream. The whole Big Red Machine was, because we cooperated with the press.
And
we understood the press.
You guys were engaging.
We understood the press, because the more press you get, the more people are going to come to see you play. The more people come to see you play, the more money you're going to make.
Right.
That's the way you got to look at this. There's always controversial guys. There's always guys looking for dirt.
Right.
There's always guys that report dirt that's really not dirt.
Just scrape it because they want views. They want.
Yeah,
they think
views.
That's going to be
Exactly.
it, and that's sad to hear that you had guys freaking flip on you that quick just for the view.
It happens. Everybody's out for themselves. Everybody's out for themselves, and but no one follows me now. They don't want to follow me around now because they'd be boring. And I get off here, I go to Subway, get me a salad, go home and watch sports. They'd be pissed that I don't go to the casino and play blackjack. I was criticized for years, but really, because people would think that I'm staked out in some casino selling autographs. I've never signed an autograph in a casino in my life. I'm in the malls.
Right.
I make my money in the malls. It's just like another thing you probably heard about me. Gee, many crickets, how's he go to Cooperstown and sign autographs every year? Well, there's about 50 players who aren't in the Hall of Fame that go to Cooperstown every year and sign autographs.
Sure.
The only problem, I got the longest lines. And it pisses everybody off because I'm there. I'm allowed in Cooperstown. I'm just not allowed to hang. Get it?
Yeah. I get it. I absolutely get it. And with your numbers, too, with the hits, no one's going to pass this, right? Not in our lifetime.
My lifetime.
No.
Maybe in your lifetime. But
I don't think so. You're going to have to go 20 years at 210 hits a year on average to break your record.
You're still 46 shy.
Yeah. Think of how crazy that is out loud. You're still 46 shy at that point. Who's going to stay healthy for that long?
Well, here's the reason that most of your longevity records will make it. It's because players play today that's capable of breaking my record. Mm-hmm. You got to be
Who would they?
One guy could play a long time and get a lot of hits.
Altuve, yeah.
He's already got 200 hits 4 years in a row, but he's never had any injuries yet. And
how young is he? Is he a young guy?
He's 28, 29, something like that.
So that's still a little high in age, yeah.
But see, if you're going to be good enough to break a record like that, or to break Nolan Ryan's 57, 14 strikeouts, you got to be a real good player. And if you're a real good player, how much can these owners pay a guy?
Yeah.
You're going to pay him $500 million? See, every good player that plays baseball, matter of fact, every good athlete in every sport, a really good athlete, I believe, is overpaid and underpaid at some time in their career.
Sure.
They're underpaid when they're young and they're doing well. Then when they get up in the 30s, 37, 38, and they're still making big money because they got there, they're overpaid.
They're overpaid, yeah.
So that's just the way it is. And you're not going to have many guys 37, 38 getting a 4 or 5 year contract at $25 million a year.
No,
you're
you're
just not going to happen.
Do you think Bryce Harper's going to crack $500 million on his next contract?
He might, but he'd never break my record. He's not a hit guy.
No,
he's
not
a home run guy.
Yeah.
It's the same way with Mike Trout. He don't get 200 hits a year either.
No, a home run guy. Home run
guys,
yeah.
And they won't break Barry Bonds' record.
No,
that guy's got a lot of home runs.
No way. Do you think he should be in the Hall of Fame?
Hell yeah, he should be in the
all the steroid guys.
I don't care who did steroids. I don't know who did. All I know is Roger Clemens says he never did them. He's won in 3 courts. He's never flunked a test, and he won 7 Cy Youngs.
Yeah.
And now Pettit said he saw him take steroids. He's not going to the Hall of Fame because Pettit turned on him.
Crazy.
That's a good friend.
Yeah, it was allegedly his best friend. You know,
yeah. Roger's a hell of a guy, by the way. So is Barry. I don't know Sosa. Palmeiro's got 3,000 hits, 5 earned home runs. That's Hall of Fame worthy.
Yeah.
Right there.
Sosa, I don't know if you recognize Sosa, by the way.
Let me ask you guys a question, since you follow sports pretty well. Do you or do you not think there's somebody in the Hall of Fame who took steroids?
Yes, I think there is. I think the current crop of guys that you named were all definitely on steroids to me. Just because we have a lot of MMA guys.
I don't know why we care.
Exactly.
I don't know why it matters.
I don't know why it matters and why we
Well,
care.
I'll tell you why it matters. I disagree with that, and I'll tell you why it matters. Because if it's against the rules, it's like if you run a red light and hit somebody. You can't run a red light. And if there's a rule in place, I broke the rules. I've been suspended 27 years. Okay? If you break the rules, and the rules was no steroids, because what do steroids do to you? They make you stronger.
Make you stronger.
If you're stronger, what do? You hit the ball further. If you hit the ball further, what do? You hit more home runs.
Yeah.
Is that fair to Roger Maris? Is that fair to Babe Ruth? Is that fair to Hank Aaron? That's whose records were broken.
As far as records go, yes, I'm with you on that. But
because
steroids weren't illegal for a long time in baseball.
Yeah, but they were. Then they took them when they were illegal.
Yeah.
Because I can remember when the only guys that took steroids were weightlifters and wrestlers.
Sure.
Okay? So, if you want to make steroids, if you want to get rid of the controversy, just make them legal.
Yeah. Which is not going to it's
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But wouldn't it be nice if you could talk to Roger
endorse
Maris or talk to Hank Aaron?
liability.
Their records got shattered.
I'd
have some special things to say if someone was linked to steroids that got 4,257 hits.
Absolutely. And I think, look, record-wise, I think you should go back and change the records. But if Barry says he's never taken steroids and never
he said
tested
he took
positive.
it, but he rubbed it on and didn't know what it was.
Yeah, the clear. Yeah.
So, I don't know a damn thing. All I know is I got Jose Canseco's number. And if you want to know about steroids, this guy has a PhD in steroids.
Oh, yeah. He's the messiah of it.
He's the best. I mean, he lives here in town. He knows more about steroids, when to buy them, when not to buy them, when to take them, what kind to take. I mean, I did radio shows with him. He is amazing when it comes to steroids.
Yeah.
And he don't pull no punches. He knows. When he tells me there's somebody in the Hall of Fame who took steroids, I believe him. And I don't know who it is, but he says there's somebody in there that he knows. Believe me, there's somebody. And whenever that comes forward, then Barry's going to make it, Roger's going to make it, Sammy's going to make it, Palmero's going to make it.
What about your former co-host, Alex Rodriguez? You think he'll make it as well?
Why not? The guy's got one of the three guys with over 2,000 RBIs and 2,000 runs scored.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to do Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN.
Oh, is he now?
That's what I heard today, and he's going to work for Fox during the playoffs.
Dayton J-Lo has its privileges.
She's beautiful. He brought her in the set one night.
Yeah.
She's one of the prettiest girls I've ever seen in my life.
Crazy, right? Yeah, she's gorgeous. She's gorgeous.
She can't be 47 years old. She can't be.
It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts.
And let me tell you something, guys. She was as nice as she was pretty, too.
Really?
Yeah.
She was so
That
nice.
is so cool.
Yeah.
They make a great couple, those two. Alex, I love Alex Rodriguez. You know why I like Alex Rodriguez? One, he was a really good player. Two, he always understood and loves the history of the game. I remember one time I'd sit with him in the green room. We'd always be talking. He'd talk about Henry, and he'd talk about Willie, and he'd talk about Stan Musial. Then he started talking about Babe Ruth. I said, Alex, how goddamn old do you think I am? I didn't play against Babe Ruth, you smart ass. He said, well, I thought you read about him. I said, okay, I read about him.
Yeah, I read about him a few times as a kid. Do you miss working for Fox? You were great on that show.
It was fun.
You were great on there.
Because I said what I wanted to say. I mean, I'm not worried about being politically correct.
Sure.
That's what too many guys do on TV.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody. That's why I liked you in baseball, and that's why I like the
They're
NBA.
Gonna suspend me?
Yeah.
If I say something I'm not supposed to say? But I got along with Frank. I love Frank Thomas. I love Kevin Burkhart's the best. And Alex was the best. You know, we had a good team. We won an Emmy.
Yeah.
I got it the other day sent to my house.
That's awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
That show won the best post game show.
It was great.
We beat out Barkley and those guys.
Yeah, yeah. Because it's you and Barkley personally are the two guys, before Fox lets you go, that were on TV that were controversial on PC, and I couldn't wait to watch it.
I didn't say anything controversial. I just I disagreed with Alex.
Yeah. And to be fair,
Alex is sitting there, and all Alex is doing is looking at his notes. And one night when I took his notes and took them from him, he almost had a heart attack. He didn't know what to say. And Frank, he's just a pussycat.
Yeah.
And I told Frank during the playoffs, I said, Frank, I said, they got you and David Ortiz and Keith Hernandez. I said, Frank, you're not saying a word. I said, get in the show. The whole damn show was the Alex Rodriguez show.
Yeah.
And I don't want to hear David Ortiz because I can't understand a goddamn word he says.
I can't either. I can't understand one goddamn word.
Baby, good to me, but I love this guy. I love that guy. He loves every player.
Yeah.
I mean, he loves everything but the game. If he loved the game, he'd have kept playing. He knocked in 124 runs and retired.
I know. Crazy. Did you ever ask him why? Why did he retire?
I don't know, David. I mean, he wanted to spend more time with his kids, so he goes and does L.A. where you got to be in the studio in L.A.
Yeah,
Fox.
So where's the time?
His
with your
kids are grown.
Yeah, crazy.
I mean, if I had that situation, my kids would want me to be on TV.
Yeah, exactly.
You spend more time with your kids. I mean, if he's got boys, they shouldn't have went to the ballpark with him every day.
Exactly.
That's spending time with your kids.
Yeah, because you took your son all the time.
That's why all these ball players' kids make the big leagues.
Yeah. Because they're around the game from such an early age.
Yeah, when I'm in the clubhouse, Perez's kids are there.
Yeah.
You know, McRae's kids are there. Bourbone's kids are there. You know, they all made the big leagues.
Yeah.
Griffey's kids are there. I mean, our toughest game every year was a father and son game. We couldn't win that damn thing.
Yeah.
They whipped our butts.
Who was some of the coolest people that you met that you personally really liked?
In baseball?
Yeah. Any lasting friendships that you made that you still talk to these guys all the
Morgan
time?
and Bench and Perez, man, they're like brothers.
That's great. You guys still chat a lot?
Yeah, I talked to two of them yesterday, and we played together so long. I love Mike Schmidt. Steve Carlton's the greatest.
That's great.
Andre Dawson, I played with him. He's
the Hawk. Love the Hawk.
Raines, I played with Tim Raines.
Yeah.
And Carter on the 3 Hall of Famers on that team.
Yeah.
Philadelphia's the only team that didn't have 3 Hall of Famers on when I played.
That's crazy.
They had 2.
And you're still in touch with all of them?
Yeah.
That's great.
Well, Gary Carter passed away, but because when you win World Series, you do things. You have card shows. Different teams, different years have card shows, and they bring the guys together.
Right.
Like we have a Big Red Machine show every year.
Oh yeah.
We have a reunion with the Phillies.
Yeah.
Periodically. Montreal, I do shows with Hulk in Chicago, and Raines is now a Hall of Famer, so he'll be at that Chicago show. When is that, Ryan? That's in May 18th.
St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, St. Patrick's Day. So, but it's good to see those guys. We all go our separate ways. Mike Schmidt's the greatest player I ever played with. Okay, and a close second is after him would be Frank Robinson.
Okay.
Then you got Morgan, you got Bench, you got Perez is the greatest Cuban ever to play, the only Cuban ever to make the Hall of Fame.
Right.
Okay. And you got Larkin was my only player I ever
Barry
managed
Larkin.
made the big leagues.
Mm-hmm.
I brought him up. And then you got 11 Hall of Famers I played with. I played for a Hall of Fame manager, Sparky Anderson.
It's amazing. And you're still not in.
That's why. Well, that's all right. I mean,
you think you'll get in your lifetime?
No, I really don't. But I'm over it. Okay, and let me explain that. Any girl in his or her sport should want to be in the Hall of Fame. That's the ultimate goal. But I'm not going to sit here on your guys' show and whine about not being in the Hall of Fame because I'm the one that messed it up.
Right.
Okay? And I paid the consequences. So I made the Reds Hall of Fame. I got my number retired, and I got a statue last year. And that's very important to me because I was born 3 miles from Crosby Field before we went to Riverfront Stadium. So in reality, I was born 5 miles from Riverfront Stadium. Okay, and I got a big-ass statue in front of the ballpark right now.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So, but so did the 3 other guys on my team got statues, Bench, Morgan, and Perez.
But they're all in the Hall of Fame.
Because they didn't screw up.
Yeah.
Oh, but that's okay. But those 3 guys know what kind of player I was. And
everybody does. Everybody knows you were the best.
Listen, I got 26 major league records, so it's all about numbers. And the Hall of Fame is, to be honest with you, and I got a lot of friends in town right now from Cooperstown. I went out to eat with them last night that aren't connected to the Hall of Fame, but they support it because they're from Cooperstown.
Sure.
But the Hall of Fame thinks they got a bunch of altar boys up there.
Yeah.
And they definitely do not.
They don't.
Yeah.
But that's fine because the Hall of Fame is most guys who are really good players are good people. Babe Ruth was great, but Babe Ruth drank. He drank beer.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Ty Cobb,
cigars? Yeah.
They say, was a racist. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if Ty Cobb could play today. He's in the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
I mean, there's other guys that probably took steroids in the Hall of Fame. There's other guys that's been busted for drugs that are in the Hall of Fame. Okay, but of all the vices there is, you know what they are, gambling is the one that they frown on more than any because of what happened in 1919.
Right.
You know,
Chicago Blackhawks.
Yeah,
Black Sox. Yeah.
Black Sox. It scarred the game, and I understand why baseball tries to protect from that. But there again, you look at baseball. There's probably 15 to 18 stadiums that have casino signs inside of them. They take the money, but they frown on gambling.
Yeah. Same with college sports too.
Just like in spring training, the Cubs come here every year to play a 3-game set with another team here in Las Vegas.
And
you can bet on those games too. Yeah.
Why is, all the sports frown on gambling, right? Okay, but why do they always, every day in the paper, they put in who's playing, who's not playing? The NBA, who's not playing tonight? Probable, he's out. Here's the line. Why they run all that in the paper if it don't have something to do with gambling?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. And with ESPN in particular, on their scrolls now, they include the spread at the bottom of the screen.
Sure they do.
And that didn't happen until a few years ago.
But that's fine. I mean, I'm not against that. But,
right.
But all of a sudden, you do all that stuff, then you're ready to commit suicide because a guy bet on his team to win.
It doesn't make sense.
It's crazy.
But I broke a rule, so that's the sense part of it. But getting back to the original question, no, I won't make it while I'm alive. I won't make it while I'm alive. But I would have a better chance, I believe. Now, I could be wrong about this, but I would have a better chance if someone makes it that they know they're on steroids.
I believe so, too.
Because that would open the gate. Because, really, what's the difference taking steroids or betting on the game?
Yeah.
Now, there's a big difference taking steroids and betting against your team.
Yes.
Yeah.
But no one's ever said that.
Yeah. Did you give instructions to your kids, like, hey, if this happens after I pass, on a speech or to thank certain people for you or anything like that?
Yeah, we cross that bridge. Jesus, by dying today.
I know. You never know.
Right.
Look, I'm not afraid to get morbid,
Well,
I want answers. I'm not afraid to get morbid.
I got Pete Rose at second. I got Pete Rose Jr. and Pete Rose at second as 14. And my other name is Tyler, and he's got a kid named Tyler Pete. So we got a lot of Pete Roses coming. But, you hope it, because the Hall of Fame is for two things, I think. Okay, it's and they do it wrong up there, and I'll tell you why. The Hall of Fame is for your fans and for your family. You guys watch the Hall of Fame induction every year, right?
Yep.
Okay, have you ever seen? Okay, when I broke the record in 1985 against Eric Schau in San Diego at Riverfront Stadium, this is no lie, this is the God's honest truth. I got a 9-minute standing ovation.
I was watching on TV.
9 minutes.
9 minutes, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
I've never seen a player go into the Hall of Fame that gets more than a 2-minute standing ovation because they don't know how to do it. They got Jane Clark, who's the president of the Hall of Fame, and the commissioner. Oh, okay, Cal Ripken, you had a great career. Come on up, you're in the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame is a build-up for a whole career. Get up there and talk about the guy's accolades, what he did for 25 years. Yeah. Just don't introduce him. Now you're in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
They don't know how to do it.
No.
That's why football does it right. They let the player pick who they want to introduce him to the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Why don't baseball do that?
I don't know.
Why does Jane Clark, whose dad started the Hall of Fame, got to go up there and be in the center of attention?
Yeah.
It's that guy's opportunity to be in front of the world as a Hall of Famer. It's a gold. It's a plateau. Let him celebrate.
And
give him a 5-minute standing ovation.
And this stuff that you're talking about, though, it's in every one of them. It's in every one of the Hall of. I hear the complaints from everybody.
Yeah.
Whether it's
sports or music.
Are they in a hurry?
Music or any, like the rock
Are they
and
in
roll.
a hurry?
They're just now inducting John Bon Jovi in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. What the fuck were they waiting for? Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So it's like, to me, my answer to that, why don't you just start one? Because you and all your friends would actually have one that the players would respect.
First of all, here's another thing we can talk about. And they make a big deal out of a guy that made the Hall of Fame his first year of eligibility. Well, if you don't make it the first year, you shouldn't make it. What, do you get better the second year? Yeah. No, it took Tony Perez 10 years to make the Hall of Fame.
I know, it's what I could never figure out.
He knocked in 1,700 runs. What? Here's what happens. Okay, the Hall of Fame induction, they have a list. Every year is a list of guys on the Hall of Fame. And there never has been, never will be. If you get a ballot for the Hall of Fame, there's 10 spaces. If you write your name into space 1, mine in space 7, yours in space 10, we all get one vote. Never will be and never has been. But what these guys who vote do, they'll look at the list and they'll say, oh, let's pick these 3 guys. This guy can go in next year. So they'll put him off.
And that's backwards.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Listen, you guys will agree with this, I know. Whenever I give you a name and you got to think whether he's in the Hall of Fame or not, he's not in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
If you got to think about it, he's not in the Hall of Fame.
Exactly.
Am I right?
Yep. 100%. 100%. If you have to think about it, shouldn't be there.
Nope.
Shouldn't be there.
Nope. Who's on the list next year?
Boy. The usual suspects are back. So Bonds, Clemens.
There's 2 right there. They deserve to be in the Hall of Fame?
Yes. But I don't know if that's going to happen.
Again.
Yeah.
But they're going up 10 or 15% every year.
Yeah.
Every year.
Yeah. So they might get in, and I think it will help your chances.
Well,
for sure.
I hope they get in because they were great players. I'm not worried about that. But I did a couple of things that no one else did. I won more games than anybody in history of sports.
Yeah.
That's not important to people today.
What do you think of when Ichiro beat your record with his combined?
He didn't break my record.
That's what I think too.
Well, I'll tell you why he didn't break my record. Ichiro's a Hall of Fame player. Okay?
Yes, great player.
But here, I'll analyze it like this. First of all, do you think Japanese baseball is equivalent to Major League?
Not at all.
Okay. I don't either, and I played over there. Now, here's the next deal. Ichiro's hits in Japan would be under professional hits, correct?
Correct.
Because he's getting paid to play baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they did. They added his professional hits to his major league total.
Right.
Okay. Why didn't they take time to add my professional hits?
Yeah, exactly.
I got in Macon and I got in Tampa in the minor leagues.
Right.
Now I got 4,700.
Yeah. Well, to me,
I was getting paid.
They tried to push that story in the media, and everybody was just like, "Get the fuck out of here with that."
Here's another thing that would have happened. Okay, and they'd have never. ESPN would have never did this if the hit king was Derek Jeter.
Oh no, yeah.
But because it was me,
yeah,
they're trying to make Ichiro the hit king.
Yeah, which it didn't last. Like that guy, everybody was like, "Get out of here." It's Pete.
Because
if
Japan baseball was so easy, there'd be more Japanese players come over here and play.
Exactly.
And there's only been a couple been
only
successful.
A few, yeah.
The kid from the Yankees, the one they called Gonzilla.
Yep.
And Ichiro.
Yeah. So you had Matsui was his name, Hideki Matsui. Ichiro, and then there's a guy who just came over now.
Well, we'll see what he does.
He can pitch and hit, apparently,
he's
like
not
Babe
going to
Ruth.
do both.
No.
He's going to do one or the other.
That's what I think as well.
That's from me right there, guys.
Oh, all right.
Got to look at her all day.
Yeah, boy, that's a rough life. That's a really rough life.
You want to give him the drinking bro of the week?
I do. I have one more question, though. You've been in the spotlight, seemingly for 40, 50 years at this point. Has there anybody you've ever been starstruck by, celebrity-wise, where you were like, man, I can't believe I got to meet so-and-so?
No.
Not one person?
Well,
any surprise?
I met 7 presidents, by the way.
Wow. You did? Wow.
Yeah.
Who was the best out of that crew?
Reagan.
Yeah. He was cool?
And Eisenhower was pretty good, too. But I met him when he was a general.
Nice.
Several years ago, I'm not starstruck by many people. I met Frank Sinatra.
I was going with Frank.
Yeah, he went to all the Dodger games. And this is a funny story. My buddy used to park cars for the Palm Restaurant.
Yeah.
When he was a kid, he was Jamie Elba. Jamie Elba. And Frank and Elvis and them used to always go in there. I never met Elvis. Although I met his wife. And
gorgeous.
And his name was Jamie. And Frank comes out one night, and Jamie got Frank's car for him. And Frank looked at Jamie and said, Jamie, he said, what's the biggest tip you ever got? And Jamie said, I got $100, Mr. Sinatra. And Frank said, well, here's $200. And he got in the car and he looked at Jamie. He said, "By the way, Jamie, who gave you the $100 tip?" He said, "You did a week ago." How'd you go with that?
That's amazing.
You got to hear Jamie tell that. Then it went upstairs and Elvis was there. And he was so nervous, he went up to Elvis. He said, nothing would come out. And he had to leave the room. He didn't get to meet him.
He couldn't just pull it together. Well, look, Pete, it's been a pleasure having you. It's been a pleasure meeting you. Yeah. We have this thing at the end of our show called the Drinking Bro of the Week, where every Bro of the Week.
Bro. B-R-O?
Yeah, B-R-O. And what we do is we let
Drinking Bros.
Yeah, the Drinking Bros. What we do is we let the guests give it to the most inspirational person or somebody that helped you in life coming up in your career.
Deserves it.
Yeah. Just go Drinking Bro?
Yeah, Drinking Bro of the Week. Yeah, who would it be? Who is the most inspirational person?
I'm talking to the Drinking Bros right now, and the most instrumental person in my life, the only guy I've ever idolized.
Yeah.
Okay, and I looked up to my whole life was my father, because he was an athlete, and he taught me the right way to play the game of sports. If everybody had a father like I had, we'd all be big leaguers.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. If somebody doesn't name their father, I think they've got an issue. I always name my father as well.
Well, I was lucky because when I was growing up, my father was a football player, basketball player, and baseball player. I was the ball boy, the water boy, and the bat boy, and I was always at the games. But don't forget, I'm growing up in the 50s.
Sure.
We didn't have this yet or iPhone.
Exactly. Yeah.
We didn't have any of that stuff. So, and he was great, and he was tough. He was just like me. I was just like him.
Yeah.
Never miss a day of work. Never be tardy. Very punctual. Matter of fact, when we would lose a game, my dad wouldn't even stop to eat.
Really?
He wouldn't even stop to eat. If we went into a team slump, it's like going to Jenny Craig.
You're going to be down 5 pounds after that if you lost. I like it. I love it. Pete Rose, thank you for being here. This was an absolute blast.
All right, man.
Thanks.